G'day and welcome into Te Akau TV. We're New Zealand's leading racing stable. They like to keep you well informed, and there's lots going down. There's lots going on, rather, down in the mighty Waikato. So, as always, very good on the comms is Jamie Richards, and he's here to fill you in today with what's going on down there. As I say, there's plenty, and I know David Ellis, Jamie, was down in Wellington, becoming a companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit, which must have been a massive thrill for Team Te Akau. Thoroughly deserves it, doesn't he? Not just for his contributions to racing, but it's more like the rural sector in general, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lifetime of dedication to racing and farming and the community. He's always been a stouch man for Queen and Country. So yeah, thoroughly well deserved.
And in the background here, I've got an absolute bloke who won for fun, really, in the weekend just gone, the James Nanny Sarden Memorial. I mean, it's an awesome race. We all know the history with Marie Lester and the Sartons. So need I say more? 500th winner for you, mate, as a trainer. And I know you're a humble bloke, so you don't want me banging on about it, but more for the horse. Gee, he looked good, didn't he?
Yeah, great to see him back, obviously, after a bit of a disappointing run in the Hawke's Bay Guineas, where he didn't, have any luck. He sort of caught wide and kept up a gallop, but he's able to dictate there on Saturday, and won with a good bit of authority. So he'll go to Riccarton in 10 days' time and be a really good chance.
How is the team down there, based out of Riccarton? Because it heats up down in the South Island at this time of year, doesn't it? So are you feeling comfortable?
Yeah, we've got a couple more to send down, but we've got, I think, 13 down there at the moment. Just a little bit lighter than normal. We've had a few sort of jar up on the firmer tracks that have had to come home. But we will have a nice team down there, not big in numbers, but a good quality team for the 3-day carnival down there that we always look forward to. We like to support the South Island racing. David's been a great supporter of the carnival, and we're certainly looking forward to Cup Week kicking off next Saturday.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll find on the some meat on the bone somewhere, as you guys like to do. Let's kick into this weekend though, Jamie, because you got some nice chances running around. Now, the Counties Racing Club, has this race been moved to Avondale? Are you sure? Is it still down at Pukekohe Park?
I think the meeting is still at Counties, isn't it?
Yeah, the TAB have got it at Avondale, but look, honestly, I that's what's throwing me. But look, I'm gonna read what's in front of me. I'm sure Julia Rose has done the and look, if you're saying it is, you've got to be there. So let's assume that we're down at Counties. Now let's crack on. As I said, race 3, your first one going around the New Zealand Bloodstock Insurance Pearls Stakes, Pearls Series race, rating 65 benchmark for fillies and mares over 1,200 meters. Mai Tai. 59 kilos out of barrier 1 with Opie back on board, Jamie.
Yeah, going well. Nice mare. She was really good at Taronga last time off a wide run. This time she's drawn a gate. She is up in class, but we think she's good enough to handle the step up, and she's certainly been working it in an encouraging manner.
Excellent. Now, race 4, you don't have to wait long before you're getting another one out there. 2:13 p.m. Roger Gill, Mitsubishi 1200. This is an open handicap, and Weaponry with Opie back on board at 58.5 out of barrier 8.
Yeah, he's fresh up. Tried quite nicely at Avondale the other day, but he'll improve with the run. He probably needs 1,400 now, but we had to sort of kick him off and get him started somewhere. So look for him to be finding the line. He's probably have to get back off a slightly awkward barrier, but can give a bit of cheek first up, and will come into his own when he gets to 14 and a mile at his next couple of starts.
He's put together quite the record, hasn't he? 11 starts for 5 wins and a truckload of placings.
Yeah, he's a good, consistent sort of horse. Enjoyed a nice break through COVID, and he just got held up with a little bit of an injury in the early part of the year. So he has been off the scene a long time, but we're looking forward to getting him back to the races. And now as a fully mature 5-year-old, hopefully you can get through to some black type targets.
Now there's some nice racing on Saturday, Jamie. We don't have to wait too long for a listed race. The Haunui Farm Karaka Classic Open Handicap over the mile for $50,000, and obviously Mark Chitty and the Haunui Farm team do a truckload for this industry as well. So it's cool to have a couple of runners here. In a Twinkling, a Fastnet Rock. Now Opie's on in a Twinkling at 58.5 out of barrier 4, and you've got Te Akau Caliburn as well in the race, the son of Camelot. Let's start with in a Twinkling.
Yeah, Inner Twinkling's going well. Pleased with him. He was a Counties Cup winner last year, and that's sort of why he's back there on Saturday. This is his final lead into the Cup in 3 weeks' time, but he's going well with spaces runs and just sort of looking after him a little bit. He's a horse that can jar up and get a bit tight across his back, and he does seem to appreciate a little bit of time between his runs. So he goes into the race in good shape. Could well be looking for the middle distance by now, but this was sort of the final lead-in for him, the final fitness run. But his work on Tuesday morning suggested that he can give a bit of cheek. And Te Akau Caliburn, just half a run short at Te Rapa, probably a little bit of trainer error there, but he's improved for that. He's the same. He's on track for the Counties Cup, and he'll probably be back a little bit off a slightly awkward draw, but look for him to really be finding the line, and then up to 2100 in the Counties Cup. And races like the Waikato Gold Cup and City of Auckland Cup are certainly on the radar for those two boys. And they're both progressive staying sorts of horses.
You have to stick your hand up every once in a while, don't you, Jamie? You can't. Every once in a while, you just have to let everyone else know that I don't get it right all the time.
Got it wrong. So probably should have run him over 1400 first up, and he would have been fine. But we went a mile, and he just come to the end of it the last 100 yards. So he's the big improver. Is
Masseur going to start in race 9?
Look, there's a chance that he could start. We'll just see what happens there in the next 24, 48 hours. I thought Extortion was probably the one to beat. If he doesn't run, that it looks a enticing race. So let's just see what happens there. His work's been good. The only thing we're concerned about is the draw. But he is going very well, and he's a nice progressive horse that we think can develop into a handy enough staying 3-year-old.
Yeah, this 3-year-old gelding by Masseur at 14 was the draw. So we'll just wait, keep an eye on that. We're now fielding Jockey Club. So we're down in the Puni, Awapuni, race 2. We'd have to wait long to get going. The Power Farming 1200, rating 74, benchmark. Rhapsody in Blue. So Samantha wins up and on here, 54.5 out of barrier 3. Had a nice win a couple of starts back from memory, James. Was it at Taupo or somewhere like that, and didn't quite fire last start, but can find form again, would you say?
Yeah, a little bit disappointed with her at Hastings, but look, we just put it down to the track, slow ground. She was really good. She's won both of her starts at Taupo on good ground, firm ground. So we're sort of hoping that the rain misses Awapuni. The forecast is okay. But she's one of these mares that might just struggle up in that next sort of 74 rated grade. So we'll just sort of see how we get on there on Saturday. But if she was to miss again, certainly look out for her when she gets back to 65 grade and on top of the ground.
Yep, keep an open mind. Good way to go about it. Race 3, so straight back into the Courtesy Ford Red Craze Bowl Open Handicap. Now this is over 1,300 metres. Star of Bombay. I really like this horse, Jamie. I do. Danielle gets the ride. We know what sort of form she's in. 55.5 out of number 2. I think it's a genuine chance, but you're the man. It's your show.
Yeah, work's been good. A little bit disappointed with her first up off the back of a couple of nice trials, but she might have just needed the run. We've just given her a little bit of time to get over that 3 weeks into her next run, up to the 1,300, which we do think will suit her. Just a touch extra ground, nice winnable sort of weight. So she goes into the race in good form. Look, it's a race that's got a fair bit of depth there. There's a couple of nice runners from the Taranaki and London Express and Cinerama. So we're drawn to get a soft run, and I'm sure that she will improve quickly from her first up run, where she just presented a little bit fresh.
Yep, race 7, 3:50 p.m. The Tricklebank's 2,200, rating 74, benchmark, again over 2,200. Bak Da Master, 57.5. Sam Weatherly gets the ride out of 8. What can we expect, or what are you kind of thinking from Bak Da Master on Saturday, Jamie?
So Bak Da Master was being worked up toward the jumping meeting at Wanganui that was unfortunately abandoned due to a lack of entries. So we thought we'd roll the dice and run him on the flat here and just give the owners an opportunity to try and get a little bit of stake money before we give him a break through the summer. He's worked in a manner that would suggest he's going well enough to give a bit of cheek. He raced very well on the flat at Te Rapa 2 back. And, he's an outside chance. He, as I say, can give a bit of cheek.
Yeah, well, the bookies aren't too sure. 750 and 260 as we speak. So I think it's probably in that we don't want to get skinned, but we're also not too sure range. So we'll watch that one with interest. It's always curious when you get these jumpers that run on the flat. You're never really too sure, are you? Anyway, 5:50 p.m. on Saturday, the race 9, Ian Humphrey Motors and Humphrey Family mile race, rating 674 rather. Aromatic by Sacred Fools, 4-year-old mare. Danielle Johnson, again with the ride, 55 kilos out of barrier 5. Jamie.
Yeah, we like her. She won well first up at Matamata here, 65.14. Was given a nice trip from a good barrier and won narrowly, but won well. So she's a mare now that we like. She's strengthened up a bit, and I think the step up to a mile should suit. 3 weeks since she ran. Looks ideal, and from a nice low barrier, down in weight but up in grade, we think she can be competitive.
Awesome stuff. Well, there you go. So that's this weekend. That's Saturday at least. Then, as we mentioned, next weekend the 2000 Guineas. It's a real thrill. It's a race I know you'd love to win. A couple. Well, need I say more? I just thought he was so impressive, and yeah, we don't need to worry about the leader's bias or anything. Just the way he still kept kicking over that last furlong at Te Rapa. You just really do enjoy to see it. But across the ditch, just before I let you go, Jamie, I see Melody Belle. She's arrived, and Ashley, so she lets go of Probably and she finds herself with another pretty handy galloper. She gets the good stuff. So she's had a little go around, and she's by all accounts she's turned up well.
Yeah, she travelled over on Wednesday, so I arrived there last night. Had a little canter this morning. Seems to be bright and happy. She's she's a seasoned traveller now. She's got plenty of air points and knows what it's all about. So she's settled back into the routine well. She's been to Flemington before, obviously. She'll do a little bit of work Saturday, Tuesday, and go to the Mackinnon Saturday week. And, we think there's a little bit of unfinished business there, running second in the race last year. And looking forward to how it's all going to unfold in the next sort of 10 days.
I think she does too. I think she knows. I think she knows why she's there. She's come back. She's cleaned them up, and she's back on the plane. I think she gets it. She's a smart horse. We saw her get headed by Avantage, and yeah. Well, that's just me being a romantic, but I love this stuff. So we'll be rooting for her. Jamie, thanks for your time on Te Akau TV. All the best for this weekend. We hope the owners and all connections have a fantastic weekend wherever you are around the country, and we'll be back again next week as we gear towards a huge day, Saturday week. So cheers to you, Jamie Richards.